Namaste and welcome to this exciting episode of Sattology, debunking mythology. This is a live show, and you can ask me live questions. You can always question to us, and there are certain messages I have not written over there. Okay, so I'm just deleting those comments actually. So, Sattology means science of truth, or study of truth. Opposite of that is mythology, which means science or study of fake, lie, or imagination. Number one, we directly never ask people for funds. So if anyone is receiving those messages, do that. Please ignore that. We ask through our websites, and sometimes I engage you to involve with us in Sattology and support our programs, but we don't personally send any message for funds. So today, and I will answer all your questions. So keep your questions parked on Mahabharat. But today is a very interesting topic: the evidence of Mahabharat, global spread of Mahabharat through the horse breeds. Because there is a lot of mythology being said about the horses. Now, number one mythology is the Europeans have spread, and I do not know why you call them scholars, because they keep on just promoting that before Europeans, everybody else was really dumb. That's what they say. And they collect information from everywhere else and they say the origin was European. This is what mythology is going on, basically. This is what is going on. And people who follow them because they get money or they get some prestige or some university validation, and that's how people follow them. And this is going on for a very long time. So today, the evidence which I'm going to bring you will be phenomenal. I'll show you the horse breeds and directly the texts of Mahabharata. Even I'm going to go to the Ramayana part also, so that you know that it goes much before from the beginning of creation. Haya. Haya is the Sanskrit name for horses, and I think the horse Hay has come from there, and it is from the beginning of creation because it has been used as a according to Europeans, the earth was came just 7,000 years back. Before that there was no earth, and practically before their BC, before Christ calculation doesn't is totally wrong. And this is the ignorance, I will say. So you can ignore all the Jordan Petersons of Americans and other people. They might be very popular, but they are really not speaking the truth. So आज हम लोग घोड़ों के विषय से, घोड़ों के साथ हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे कि हाउ द हॉर्सेस हैव बीन यूज्ड इन महाभारत केम फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड. तो मैं शुरू कर देता हूँ. And without guru we cannot do that, so we will, in my mind I'll pray to my guru and give his blessings. So before I start, I will show you the mythology which is being said generally, and everything is against the Sanatan Dharma history, because they are very scared. Most of the scholars are scared of Mahabharat history, so they're very trying very hard to prove that Mahabharat was a myth. Mahabharat texts are myth. And literally I have followed their shlokas of Mahabharat and traveled to many parts of the world, and I found exactly opposite of that. लोगों का यही उसमें आ, इसमें यही लोगों का एक्चुअली रहता है कि महाभारत को किस तरह झूठ फैलाया जाए, झूठ फैलाया जाए या झूठ बताया जाए ताकि नकली है या काल्पनिक है. लेकिन महाभारत के श्लोकों के माध्यम से we will check over there. So now we will work on, I'll show you certain proofs over there. So let me share my screen and then I'm going to go to the different parts. And I am strictly against using ChatGPT or Wikipedia. I don't use it myself and I don't encourage anyone to use it because Sanatan धर्म के विरुद्ध जाता है. लेकिन certain information like हॉर्स ब्रीड्स या फिर जो आज जो ये लोग बात करते हैं, मिथोलॉजिस्ट जो बात करते हैं, mythologists they always try to create a version of truth which appeals to them. उन लोगों ने they have created certain information, they've collected certain information, they put it on Wikipedia. So this is a leftist viewpoint, scholarly viewpoint जो scholarly consensus world में चलता है, यूनिवर्सिटीज में चलता है. तो उन्हीं का information लेके we will say that what is going on in the world. So पहला पहला slide I'm going to share with you. Just give me a second. Share screen. And so ये पहला information है. First screen is there. You can see that information here. 6,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, Mahabharat, the horses were domesticated. Hmm? And it says the scientists conclude. Now the word scientists, you have to take it with a pinch of salt, because these are the employed scientists, and they are working on only one which they can see, Praman Prati, but they do not see the historical records. So, without seeing the historical records and only talking about what they know, and generalizing it so that everybody knows that this is the date, just like they said that 10,000 years back the earth was formed. There is no reason for that, no logical. There are more temples and pyramids which are way more older than that, and they're all over the world. Like, for example, in South America, one of the sites which I say is at millions of years old or existing before the creation of this world. They're existing over there. There are regular temples in India which are 15 to 20,000 years old. They may be repaired, or things are repaired on top of the old temple's existing structure. They can be there, but the foundation has been existing for a very long time. The place has been existing for a very long time. जो बहुत सारे मंदिर हैं, बहुत सारी जगह हैं भारत में, विश्व में, जो 10-6 हजार साल से ज़्यादा पुरानी है. एवरीबडी नोज हॉर्सेस हैव बीन ट्रेन्ड टू कैरी. भगवान राम के समय में घोड़े थे, महाभारत के समय में घोड़े हैं, दोनों जगह घोड़े हैं. हाथी भी हैं, डोमेस्टिकेटेड हाथी हैं, और दूसरे जानवर भी हैं. देयर आर मेनी एनिमल्स व्हिच आर डोमेस्टिकेटेड ड्यूरिंग रामायण पीरियड, also Mahabharat period. So this statement which they say, the scientists conclude, were first domesticated 6,000 years ago in the western part of the Eurasian steppe, modern day Ukraine and western Kazakhstan, as if the horses were not existing any other part of the world. We all know humans came on the entire planet at the same time. If somebody says Europe, Africa is the only place for humans, then why don't Europeans look like Africans? Completely different species. Chinese don't look like Africans. Indians don't look like Africans. So generalizing everything is not a scientific approach. We have to be very specific. Why different species are there? So in that, the Vedas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, they are much more scientific, because they, if you look at the Mahabharata and Ramayana, there are there are 400,000 species of humans. It is mentioned there. There is a shloka there in Padma Puran, and other places also is mentioned that there are 400,000 species of humans. Manushya. Manushya means जो मनु और शत्रुपा से आए. Manusha means the humans, those who have come from Manu and Chatrupa. Therefore, the word man, I am not linguist. I cannot say the origin of words, etymologist. I cannot say that. I'm going to use what is available. So, Manu is the first created human being, and Shatrupa is his wife, and we all know. And then they have daughters, they have sons, they have children over there. And then we all know the story of Daksha Prajapati and other people who have come. And so Daksha Prajapati आए, Manu आए, so it we can easily say why man could have written anything else, you know. And so this is the whole things are made up by many people, and this is what they say, that the animals were domesticated, interbred with wild horses. अभी ये भी बोल रहे हैं wild horses है, मतलब wild horses भी पहले थे. Hmm? Now Mahabharat में record is very clear, because in Mahabharat many horses are used in the Mahabharat war. We know Akshauhini calculation, and many research scholars like Nilesh Oak and other people have concluded that Mahabharat happened much earlier. And also, even the modern day, what you call the other journalists over there, when people say dates of Mahabharat, I personally don't go into that because that is not my interest area. But I respect everybody's viewpoint, but I also reject certain viewpoints also. If somebody says 500 BC Mahabharat happened, totally not right. If somebody says even uh, 2000 BC it has happened, that is also totally not right. People say 3000 BC, not all there. That is also cannot be verifiably proved, because there are many references in Mahabharata which are way go much beyond that, much earlier than that. Many references in Mahabharata itself. So we have to come at new dates and new understanding, which many researchers are working. Nilesh Ogji is one of my very good friend, and he has done very conclusive research on that, and you can also see that. And there are other researchers also people are doing, and everyone is doing a wonderful work in their own understanding. Okay, so now coming back to the horses, which is, and I'm going to read the Sanskrit shloka. Uske baad we will talk in Hindi also. So I cannot make two shows Hindi English, but we will talk English as well as Hindi. So now let's go to the thing. Let's go there. Let's start with the share screen, and we will start with the Central Asian horse breeds. Okay, these are Central Asian breeds. So their names are different. Hmm. And I'm going to, if you can see my screen, I do not know whether you see my screen. You can see the horse breeds there. Now, so this is the account of multiple people. Like I'm quoting the account of Markandeya, I'm quoting the account of Maitreya Rishi, I'm quoting the account of Duryodhan, I'm quoting the account of the the Arjun as well as Yudhishthir. In fact, next time I'm also going to search you. I'm going to describe you the tell you the types of soldiers mentioned in Mahabharata, and you'll be shocked to know from where those soldiers had come in Mahabharata to fight in the Mahabharata war. English, like Indian American kids or other kids who do not understand Hindi, for them also this show is extremely important, because people need to know that the horses in India, especially India include, when I say about India region, today the countries have been divided whimsically by the British. But if you look at the original India, starts from Afghanistan right till Bharatvarsh, starts from Afghanistan and parts of Iran. And in fact, Iran was a, what do you call it, a, a province of the government from Hastinapur, and till Burma. This is the spread of Bharatvarsh. Any land under the Himalaya, above the ocean, South Ocean. Okay, so now we will start there. So the shlok is Ornan Belan. So I'm going to read it for you. Ornan Belan Varsh Dashan Jat Rupa Parishkritan Pavarijan Mukhyansha Kamboja Pradado Bahun Ashwan Astit Tri Kalmashas Trishantam Shukanasikan Ushravami Strishatam Chapushta Pilu Shamingduge. So Cambodge. Now most of the people may think Cambodge as Cambodia, but uh, in Shastra, Cambodge, and according to Iranians, you know, I will show you one. This is one of the horses Central Asia, but I'll go to the definition of Cambodge. And the Cambodge definition is right here. And this is as per the, like I said, we're going to use information which are coming from publicly collected sources also. So Cambodians were the southeastern Iranian people, according to the inscription in Kandahar. Okay, this is the inscription in Kandahar, which talks about Cambodia people. Publicly available. You don't have to go. This is the exact references there. If somebody knows Brahmi, and this is the edict of the Maurya Emperor Ashoka, अशोक वर्धन जो चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य के पुत्र हैं उनका वर्णन है ये. Okay, now going back to we go back, and this is some of the accounts, and the region is, this is the region from where this information in inscription are available from. Okay, and which is in Afghanistan. The Cambodge region उस तरह का है. अच्छा, when the European authors, these are all European versions. Okay, this is not Indian version, and you can see most of the European names are there because they had too many departments created to actually take away the credit of anything advancement of the native population. Like I tell you, when I visited Mexico, the biggest fear was that the native Mexicans should not be able to recognize their faith after a few years, or they should not have a place to practice their religion. That is, practice their food, practice their language, and practice the method of worship. These three things had to be avoided by most of these colonial powers. Now, all this history record is from 16th century onwards, 15th to 16th century onwards, where the history was created, and they could not delete everything. So they used existing narrative combined with the European version and presented it to all of us. And this is not, this is, I'm not saying making up something. This is the conclusion which I have drawn. And and you can see that everything is trying to being made Europeanized. So Indo-Aryans doesn't mean anything, because Aryan means Indian. Aryan means from Bharat. Aryan doesn't mean Indo-Aryan. So they're trying to separate India from everything else, but they cannot, because even the Europeans came from Central Asia, which was they were practicing Sanatan Dharma. See, you do not identify anyone with the color of the skin. You identify them from the basis of their food eating habits, भाषा, भोजन, और तीसरा उनकी पूजा पद्धति. पूजा पद्धति इन तीनों से, if you see, if you compare all the cultures based on food, language, and method of worship, then before Christianity or any Abrahamic faith, even Islam, Christianity came before Islam. So before any of those faiths, they were all traditionally connected. It's very similar to what is mentioned in Sanatan Dharma. So in these three bases, so when they call somebody shaman or pagan, that is a pejorative word for the native people. You can check out in my book Gold, Glory, and God, where I have mentioned those things in detail. And a lot of philosophical aspects and the history is also mentioned in my books. Now, here you see Buddhist Jataka tales. Now, Buddhist tales were all just created for motivation. It's like Amar Chitra Katha, most of them. But their information was taken from Vedic sources. Like we can see many of the Buddhas, you'll find them direct correlation with some deity or some devata or devi mentioned in the Purana. They do that. So all these things. Now, so this is the region of Kamboj. Now we come back to the horses, hmm, which I will cover that in detail. So, and then I will connect that to, it is mentioned in the Sanskrit here, uh, the titar, like it is mentioned that with the titar there is a bird called titar, and चितकबरे and तोते के समान नाक वाले 300 घोड़े from Kamboj, and then ऊंट, camels, और उसके बाद खच्चरियां means which is mule. So mules are also there. Khachar is not gada. Gada means few mules. So exact word is ustra vamis trisham, matlab 300, and then pushta pilu shami shugde. So pushta. So the word is that the mules were also there, which people say that the mules were created by the British or some Europeans. There are a lot of mispropaganda there, and people can correct me over there if the British have said it or not. But as per my understanding, yes, they have said it. So those things were already there. Means crossbreeding was also there. Mixed races were also being created during that time also. And I'm giving the reference of the Mahabharat. These are the gifts which Yudhishthir Maharaj received after the Ratsuya Yagya. So these are the gifts he has received. And so this is, now we'll go back to the horses there. Which are the horses? Very clearly mentioned here that Chitkabre and sharp nose. You know? So let us do that. Let us study that over there where these horses are there. And there is a lot of such information is there. And unfortunately, we ignore our own history. And this is a live show. It's not something we are just creating it on the slow, the live show. So let us share this one. Okay, you can see the difference in the nose styles, you know, and it should be multiple colors. These are red color. इनको इसको महाभारत में बोलेंगे लाल रंग के हैं ये. इनको ब्राउन नहीं, लाल रंग के बोलेंगे इनको. Multiple colored. So this is white and black, and it is said to be specific marked, multiple marked horses. You know? And so we will show that. And these are three horse breeds there, and the let me show the other horse breeds over there which are available. So this is the horses which are mentioned uh, in the photographs are mentioned in the which are captured there. There are more horse breeds available, Central Asian horse breeds. You can check out the photographs also. So we are talking about specifically Afghanistan area, where the horses have to be uh, multiple colored. So there is white and black. This one we saw white and black, and that is also that is from Kyrgyzstan area. And there are certain other breeds like Tatar horse breed, which is also from Afghanistan, and they have a lot of horses which are multicolored. Actually, multicolored means white and brown, white and red, or white or black. That these kind of multiple colored horses are there. Now, coming to the this one version is there, and the nose shape is specifically mentioned that they are very uh, sharp noses they have. Now the next shloka is, if you look at it, then the so Yavana Haya Nupadaya Parvatiyan Manojwan Asanani Maharahani. So there are a lot of horses came from Yavana land. Now Yavan was west of Parsik, which is today's Turkey area. No? So I am going to specially search for Turkish horses, and you will be amazed over there. See exact references, and these are the horses which are again multicolored, and people can see them also. And these some of these references are coming from, like I said, public search also you are available. Uh, so let me share the screen, and you'll see the Yavana. Now these horses, you can see them here. So these horses were brought from there to fight Yavana, and like this, they were very fast. This I was studying the differences also. See, like for example, the horses from now there is one common breed nowadays. People say that most of these horses, like coming from the Central Asia Arabic, like they say Arabic horses, they are sold a lot in the US and other places. Arabic horses. How can there be horses in Arabia? It's a desert. So they have to bring horses from somewhere else. Not cannot be original. They have to be brought from somewhere else and brought. And there are some green areas in Arabic Peninsula also. And when we talk about Arabic area today nowadays, it's not just that desert area. There are a lot of Arabic like the Jordan, and these are all areas called Abir Desh. They are also called Abir Desh, which is the word Arab from has come from there. Now those Abir Desh also have many green pastures and where horses can be bred. So generally, it is in the West. It says Arabic horses means refers to a large region, not from the desert. But generally, if you look at it, then Abir Desh ke ghode, which is exact reference in Mahabharat also. And then from the Pandya Naresh, so the horses were there all over India, today's India. Horses were there in Burma. Horses were there in the West, Turkey, Central Asia. and all these horses are being gifted to Yudhishthir. And some of these horses are now, there are two references also before the war. Also, there is another collection of horses made for 12 years. All these horses were brought in to fight in the war on both sides of the Kauravas as well as Pandavas. Sources were the same. So, same horses, same breed of horses fought on both sides. So, in the uh, from the Sindhu Naresh, they gave Sindhu Desh we all know. Like if you have studied Sindhu Desh, today it is in Pakistan. It is Pakistan is a Hindu country, which has been given as a gifted to some people in the religion on the basis of religion. But it is a Hindu country. It was Hindu always. And so Sindhu Naresh, Sindhu Deshia means the place from where the water meets the ocean. Sindhu Nadi meets the ocean. That's called Sindhu Desh. Now, from Sindhu Desh, 25,000 horses were given gift as a gift to Maharaj Yudhishthir. 25,000 horses. Now, they are very specific breed and they are considered to be very fast also. So, when people say it came from European, no, the best horses were in South Asia because the climate is ideal and the flat lands are there. In the mountainous region, the horses have less ribs so that they can climb higher. So you'll see that khachar, mules are more effective in the mountain ranges than horses. So that is a separate category, not considered horses. Separate category. Then Sovir ke Raja also gave horses. And then if you look at the Dashar Naresh, Chedi Raj, like in the Central Asia or Magad, south of Magad, all those areas. And they also gave many horses. That means horses are in every single part, different breed we are talking about. Right now, only 9 breeds are available because we have got horsepower without horses, right? That is going on. We calculate horsepower without horses. Kashi Naresh also gave horses. So horses were specifically bred in Kashi also. Okay, so it's not just there. And then from the east side, Karpasik Desh, also Karpasik means today's Iran. From there also it came. And then if you look at uh, the the horses in Prague Jyotishpur. Now Prague has two references. Maybe two places are known as Pragjotishpur. One is the Pragjotishpur west of Sindhu River, which is Baghdad. Baghdad. Baghdad was the son, was the ruler of that place, Yavano ke Raja. So he gave uh, fast horses coming from his land, which is we can say the you can say the horses bred in that area. And just imagine, just understand that many of these breeds must be lost also, because when the British and other colonial powers were whimsically attacking, so they were cross merging and they were using horses for everything else. So they also made a lot of modifications in the horse breeds also. So they combined one breed with another to get maximum results. And you will see their uh, pictures in other places also. So the if you look at the uh, horse breeds from that area, uh, the pure breed, sometimes they call it pure breed in that area. Generally, those horses will not be as long as the Indian horses. Indian, I will come to the Indian horses also. 9 breeds are there. Kathiawadi horse is one of the most beautiful of all the horses. So I'm going to show you some Arabian horses, which are little shorter, which the Bhagadat Maharaj had given. Because if you look at Guwahati area has no description of horse breeds. They have Khachar mentioned over there, but not really the Indian Guwahati I'm talking about, but not the big varieties. So the if you look at the so the this topic is a little bit difficult for me, but we're going to continue this. There's a lot of interesting information. Uh, Let me also share some information on the horses. These are the horses which are mentioned in Bagadat area. This one, this one, you can see little shorter, and look at the ear lobes also. Exact reference. You can see Chitkabre, multiple dots, not plain color, coming from same. This is a mixture of different horses. This is a mixture which which we can see that. Here we have Prag Jyotishpur. Maharaj Bhagadat gave more than 3,000 horses as a gift, more than 3,000. And then other horses which are coming from is Dryaksha, Triyaksha, Lalataksha, Oshnik, Antavas, Romak, Purushadak, Ekpad. Now Ekpad was a area uh, which was a specific area. Now the mention is of the mules whose necks are black and their bodies are huge, and they were given 10,000 of them. Now these are all the different areas which are mentioned, which are far more distant than Hastinapur, but these all horses are brought in as a gift. So that means they have traveled all the area, all the geography is known, and they knew how to move the such large amounts of uh, gifts in a secure way. That means the entire area was secured. So just saying that the whole place was looted and the Europeans came to civilize is totally not correct. Is again refuted by Mahabharat. And Vyasdev says very clearly that if the history, any history of the world that doesn't begin in Mahabharat is actually fake. And so Mahabharata is the actual historical account, and we can see these are there. And these horses were were born in the Rasab Vangshu place. Vangshu's Tira Samud Bhavan. Now, this area, or all these areas, coming from far areas like Central Asia towards Europe, towards Shakadweep, these are all areas there. So it, it cannot be said that the humanity just came in one area according to European scholars. Civilization grew everywhere equally. And Central Asia has a big role because Hastinapur's northern boundary, in my earlier video, Uttar Kuru, you can search it out over there, that India's northern boundary was Kyrgyzstan area. And I'm talking about Bharatvarsh ke upar, that is called Meru Varsh, Hari Varsh, and then Kimpurush Varsh, Himavanta, and then Bharatvarsh. These are the four Varsha which are coming down. And if you look at the earth, then the earth is divided into nine Varsha, and every single island has a specific name in the world. Today we make a difference between an island and a continent. That's a British way of explaining, that's a Western way, European way for their understanding. But we have a different way, like Sat Dvipa, Sat Samudra, which is our way of describing Prithvi. Now coming to, now these are the Ekapad Ekapadiya Deshe. They gave horses which were red, like I showed you the red color, which you can see on the screen also, and green references, green horses. And you'll be shocked to see what I'm going to show you now. And Varna Bachuk Varnan Manojavan Tathe Vendra Niban Sandhya Bris Drishanapi Aneka Varna Naranyan, okay, Gritwashtan Mahajvan Jatu Rup Vardhyam Cha Dadusta Se Padaka, and Lal and wild elephants, and also so these are Ekpadeshiya means uniform lands or mountainous regions, mountainous which you cannot walk carefully. And also some China Chachanga Kansasta Chaudran Barbaran Vanavasida. Now Berber name is used for Arabic tribes also, and also North African tribes also. So they also brought horses, and and uh, and generally they gave donkeys. We all know that today Pakistan is a leader of donkey export, right, to China. And but generally Arabic nations have more donkeys over there. Go to Iraq, Iran, and other places, you'll see plenty of them. And so, exactly refers to that. Even China had many donkey breeds. They said they brought these donkeys as a gift, Gadha. Now they are very useful animal. We should not. They are also a species of life. They have their own use. So it doesn't mean that they are undermining any animal species. We should do. They are important as any other element. Animal is important. They are also important. So they brought. So Chinese Shaka means Europeans. Shodra Berber, tribal people, Banwasi Berber, Varshnaya, Har, Hoon, Krishna, Neep, Anup, they brought 10,000 donkeys as a gift. Okay, and then and then they're uh, the other animals are Mahagajan, Durgaman, Ganita, Arbudan, Hayan. Means millions of horses were being gifted, because they're used for everything, used for travel, used for the, every kind of usage, because motor cars are definitely not there. So suvarn and large quantity, and these quantities were being presented to Yudhishthir after he completed Rajasuya Yagya. So the entire territory was controlled, so secure movement, no terrorism. Terrorism has come because of many issues, mostly political, generally, and then it has taken up the ideological way also, but generally mostly political. But here I'm talking about Mahabharat, complete peace, because the armies of Yudhishthir are controlling the entire Jambudvip, Asia. Now, some people may call it mythology, but if you have problem, question Vyasdev, because that's what the account I'm reading from. And I can see practically that these accounts are true. I can see them actually on the map. And I'm going to talk one specific one I'm going to show about, which are, just give me a second. So if you have any questions, you can keep asking me, and I will take all the questions later on. Just give me a second. So those people, and this information, this one you'll like it very much. And I'll also show you the multicolored horses. Now, do you see my screen? Reference in Mahabharata of a green horse. Now, this is actually black, actual black horse. ये काला घोड़ा है. But you see the coat, which is appearing to be greenish. So there you go again. And there are many such horses. And I live in horse country here, in a horse like the suburb, and we can see many horses, different colors I have seen. And then when I ride them, I know different breeds myself, that what breeds are there. Now I will also show you another screen, which are I'm going to take all your questions. So this shows that how accurate is a description of Mahabharata, every single, even by the horse breed, and it completely debunks the entire European theory that the world started 6,000 years back, or world domesticated horses 6,000 years back. People from Bharat, they knew how to take care of horses, they knew how to crossbreed them, how to take care of them in large amounts. Like today, if you look at the count, the automobiles, how many automobiles must be there in India or Asia or Europe or America? You can count it. Now, horse was a major means of transportation for private transport, as well as the military transport, as well as public transport. So, how many horses will be needed? Millions, millions of horses. And that's exactly we see that so many horses are being given. And you may say, where all these horses went away? 10 billion, 200 billion horses went away. you know, people have replaced them, just like bulls are being sold to slaughterhouses, which they should be actually working on the field, which is actually India's big problem, that we are exporting any kind of beef, which I am totally opposed of, any type of cow product. Now the uh, some of the other, uh, just a minute, I'll show you one specific reference is there of horses which are multicolored. Okay, chitkabre, like the very, and those horses are from Central Asia. The British took them to Britain and showed them as their breed, but generally it is not true. And I'll show you some references there right now. And these are the live images, live pictures. So mm, you can see that references. So many images are there. One, two, three, four different breeds. Look at this one, Chitkabre. That's a reference. And this breed is coming from Central Asia, exactly the place which Mahabharat mentions. And so these horses exist. Look like a Dalmatian. Look at the white and look at the nose of this horse. Very unique colors. And exactly mentions Mahabharat mentions it. And so these horses are not just today, they were existing during that time. And we all know the color of horses of Arjun, color of horses of Krishna, and color of horses, very specific colors they were using. Specific. Because everyone had, like, you may think that today people drive specific cars, people's preference. Like this in Mahabharata time also people had specific type of horses, their choice, personal choice. Now coming to the Indian horses, which are bred in India, and they are considered the longest and the tallest. And you all know, you have seen Indian presidential guards using some of the most beautiful horses. Some of them are Arabic. Arabic, when you say, again, in Mahabharat time era, Arabia was not a was just a outlying province ruled by the local tribes, not any like country type of description which you see today. This was not there. It was all fully maintained from Hastinapur, and also they used to pay taxes. That's how they're bringing gifts to the Yudhishthira Maharaj. Now, if I go back to the Indian breed of horses, you'll be shocked to know how beautiful they are. And somehow that culture is lost in India of keeping horses because not needed nowadays. But at one point, it will come back also. And I'm not a predictor, I cannot predict anything. I'll show you the Indian breed of horses, which are very big. The point of this show was that the Mahabharata has has the proof evidence. Now, it also debunks the Aryan invasion theory in one more way. If the I mean, it's European contention that the Aryans moved from Central Asia to India. That is not correct. The Arya means a civilized person. Anarya Jushtama Swargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna. Krishna chastises Arjun that why are you behaving like an Anarya? Means it is not saying why are you, means like Anarya means uncivilized. Why if you know all the Veda, why are you not acting as per Veda? So that means Arya means one who follows Veda, Anarya means one who doesn't follow Veda. Okay, so we can see that also. Like if you see the, I'm going to show you the Indian breeds, and look at the horse, look at the color. This is Kathiawadi, beautiful horse. You see Chitkabra, you see the horse type, and this is Spiti from Leh. Like I said, horses in the mountainous region are a little smaller. That's why they are crossbred to create more stronger bodies. Yeah. So Indian breed of horses are very beautiful, good looking horses. Now, if I want to show you the Indian breed of horses in a much more Kathiawadi, Marwadi, like there are different names today, but generally, if you look at it, the name will be called as the Sindhu Desia means that region from there which has come. Now we because after partition, India has lost those parts. Now, if I there is one more reference, more references actually of the horses. So the horses coming from Lohitya Parvat and also Shaloba Nadi, where Shaloba Nadi has Khas Ekasan Ar Pradar Dirgavenu Marat Pulinda Tangad Parat Tangad, and these are all the different people living over there. They are also bringing horses, and also there are places like Kirat, Darad, Parva, Shur, Yamak, Adumbar, Durvibhag, different places of different parts of Asia. But there are no horses mentioned in the Southeast Asia. So you may think that there are no horses over there. No, that is not correct, because the the horses from Southeast Asia, which you find them plenty of them in the images also. Countries like Cambodia. So this is another mythology. People say that the Southeast Asia never had horses. Totally not correct. So they say like pony. They'll say these are the horses from the Southeast Asia. And so English words are very funny, but you have to again go back to, if you are to find out the real history, somehow we have to start again, because most of the history written by European scholars is completely biased, totally biased. So these are the horses from Southeast Asia. So the point is, Malay Desh, leaders of the Malay Desh gifted these horses to Yudhishthir. So this is Southeast Asia. So just saying that the horses were not existing in any part of the world, totally not correct. These are all the local bred horses and multicolored horses. So all references, species found today, based on the color, based on the neck of the horses and the breeds, unless they are crossbred. Some of them are crossbred, so they create a mixed variety. And generally, the mixed variety of horses have more diseases. They need more care, and the pure breed of horses will have less. People say no, they become stronger, like for example, especially in the case of mule. But what I'm reading here, and also because I live in an area where people have horses, a lot of horses we have around us. So there I can see them that they are a little weaker. So there are some purebreds also. We call them purebreds, means this original species of horse, and those are much stronger, and their food habits are also different. So I'll take more questions now. So Mahabharat evidence from horses means horses from all over Asia, from where the horses came, also debunks Aryan invasion theory, because horses are sold to a prosperous area from other people. Okay, where there is a use for it. So Bharat Varsh, land south of Himalaya, entire Himalaya chain south. So you can just understand the area. This huge area includes 6 countries today, and the entire area was a prosperous area. People were coming to Bharat to sell their horses or gift horses, because when they're selling to a king, they're going to sell to other people also. So it's a reverse. During Mahabharat time, people were coming to India. Now, after 1947, many, because India was made so much poor by the Europeans, Indians started going to Europe. But that was not the trend before. Europe was a very poor country in the 15th century continent, entire continent, Shakadweep, very poor, 15th century, 16th century, 17th century, 18th century, and even now it is going back to where it was before. Wealth has always been in Asia, so it cannot be reverse migration, cannot be reversed. It has to be from Europe to India. And also the genetic trend also shows. Horse breeds also show that the origin of civilization means controlled food, controlled language. and controlled the method of worship like Pancharatri, Narad Pancharatrika Vidhi we have. All those things were fully blossoming in India. Today's India, Bharatvarsh. But today Bharatvarsh is cut down by British, but undivided India or Bharatvarsh. Bharatvarsh is a huge area. So the the water flows from top to down. Doesn't go from down to up, especially only in the case of exceptional rivers we see. And that too, the because the map of the earth is, we'll cover the map of the earth sometime later in some of the other books I'm going to cover. My new book is also coming out very shortly, almost completed. It'll be out shortly. So I'll take up some questions now. I will first take the question of Parmi Kumar, and those of you who would like to support us, do support us on our become our member, join our courses, get our books, and also become part of the Sattology revolution all over the place. Uh, Out of India theory is totally debunked multiple ways. Out of India theory is completely debunked by the civilization, quality of civilization, by the languages. European languages come from Sanskrit. They may say Indo-European, totally fake word coming from Bharat. All the European languages come from Bharat. Sanskrit is the mother of all European languages. So they don't have a language. Food eating habits, even today, come from Bharat. They are all, the British have to leave their unhealthy food, what they eat. I can't even take the name of their food here. And they are now curry nation. Britain is a curry nation. Why is they adopting curry? Because it's healthy. And worship, they don't even have anything. But they adopting from the Indian, like a lot of good temples from Bharat are there in UK. And they're showing them, ISKCON temples are there and other temples are there, where they're showing them how to worship properly. Yes, Pami, there were a lot of indigenous horses. And no, I showed you 9 breeds. And the India in Bharat had the longest horse tradition. Somehow we are buying cows and we are buying cars and other things, but the horses are Bharatiya, not Europe. Uh, and then the one question I cannot read in Bengali, but I'll try. Bengali is Devanagari, so I'll try. Sinha, last name Sinha is right. आदित्य जी देवी भागवत महापुराण क्या है? Devi Bhagavad is a very beautiful Puran and you should read it. Very lot of information, lot of accurate information, which I read it regularly sometimes whenever I get a chance. Thank you, Viti Raj. And Dheeraj Kumar ji बोल रहे हैं 20 conspiracy. Totally not correct. We are debunking European propaganda. Dheeraj Kumar ji. Okay, for your answer, we are trying to present facts based on Mahabharat. If you think Mahabharat is a conspiracy, then you need to check yourself. Get yourself checked by someone. Uh, and then Jitendra Kumar ji बोल रहे हैं become our member, join our Sattology channel. You know, people have feel pity on us that why we have so less subscribers, and maybe we don't know how to market ourselves well, or maybe some more tips we need to get how to make videos. But our focus is on content, not on, and trying to be better with presentation, but more in content. तो आप जुड़ सकते हैं वहाँ पे. Then Jai Shri Ram, Shamal Kumar, thank you very much. And Pame Kumar, Jai Ho from England. Thank you, Parmi ji. And I've taken many of this thing. Parmi ji's many comments are there. Stanford Raffle, the father of every poem Peruvian. True, true. And you must watch my video on Peru, where I proved, where I have written, and many other people have also written. But I went there, took the video of Candela Paracas, and proved that how it has a Ramayana history, and that is mentioned in Ramayana. Check out my video over there. And don't ever believe anything the British tell you. They don't, like BBC, you can see what is their corporation does. They are the lie factory of the world. Don't even believe anything they say. If they say something, exactly assume that they are lying. We have seen that in the history. So we feel pity on them, sorry on them. We want them to accept Sanatan Dharma and become better again. South America, Sanskrit, India, yes, Parmiji, all these things are correct. Now I will. These are all very good comments, and I like educated comments. You can ask educated questions. And one thing I really don't like is that to comment on current political affairs, because there are many other shows who already do that. So I don't want to waste your time there. Original only Sanskrit word Arvasthan. Many words are there. Orva, Maharaj Orva there. Orva Rishi is there. These are all different names there. And but the Abir is the name of the Janajati. And Abir, you see, the thing is, uh, it is based on the community where people are born, based on the qualities. So nomadic qualities generally are Abir Jati. You will find Abir name even in India also. But generally, the entire Arabic land was known as Abir Desh because everyone was nomadic. We also know they're called tribesmen, tribes. It goes on even today. Jaitu Bharat by Rajshri ji, thank you so much. And any horses came from Europe? Absolutely, the multicolored horses from west of Parsik, Shakadweep horses. Uh, there is it's not large numbers. Ashwamedh Yagya was different. Ashwamedh Yagya was was performed where the horse can move freely and by mantras to revive it. In Kali Yuga, all types of sacrifices are forbidden. So, and especially animal killing is forbidden. So that is a Dwapar Yuga, different age, different qualities, different puja paddhati. So you cannot put the puja paddhati of Dwapar Yuga in today. Like Kritaya Dhyayato Vishnu in Sati Yuga, Dhyan, Vishnu Dhyan is the main religion. Tretayam is Domakhe. In Treta Yuga, Yagya. Dwapari Paricharyayam, Dwapar Yuga, Archaviddhi, Mandir Puja, Bhagwan ke mandir स्थापित करना, making temples of Bhagwan. And Kalauta Dhari Kirtanat. In Kali Yuga, Hari Kirtan. This is mentioned in Bhagavad Purana, Shuddha Goswami, and also many places it has been said to do that. Okay. And then we have Swami Pradhan. Thank you, Swamya. But Madhvacharya Sampradaय, ISKCON Sampradaya se ho, Harsha Patel. Brahmadhva Sampradaya, ISKCON is also part of that. Okay. ISKCON is part of Brahmadhva Sampradaya. I mean, they may agree or not agree, but generally they always claim everywhere they're part of Brahmadhva Sampradaya. Gaudiya Sampradaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the many Gaudiya might have come inspired by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was a disciple of Ishwar Puri. Ishwar Puri was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, and Madhavendra Puri is from Madhvacharya Sampradaya. So many branches are there. Brahmada Sampradaya is very big. So generally the teachings are the same. Udupi, ISKCON, generally all teachings are the same. Uh, now, out of India theory. Um, Again, if you don't have to work on any, don't have to believe any Western author or even the Western author, you don't have to believe any of them because Western authors generally pick up stories which are not real. Like all these people which you mentioned over here, they are totally opposite of what is Mahabharata evidence, and we work on Mahabharata evidence more. So, uh, thank you very much, all of you. If you have any other question, you can ask me right now. And it is fun to be here with all of you. And do like, share, subscribe, and become part of our Sattology family. And if you want to join the course, you can send an email to me or to my team, which is sattology@sattology.org, and also join our Telegram group, Sattology courses, where you can join and where I regularly post, and you will get also announcements on our latest course. Do support us. We also have a Lit Fest coming up on August 25. So please do join for the Lit Fest in San Diego, and it's going to be big. Many authors from India, Ankit Shah, Professor Kusumlata Kedia, American authors, Dave Corbin, and other people will be there, and it will be hosted by the Alliant University as well as India banquet halls, India Palace banquet halls, Royal India banquet halls in San Diego. So you can join over there too. So thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing you next time with more exciting content. But we debunked many things today. that first of all, what people used to say, that India doesn't have horses tradition, but we all saw that now, that India has a big horse. There are a lot of horses being used in India, and a lot of gifts were coming. And Hastinapur, like again, you see today, history repeats itself. When the Hindus take control of the government, Hindu doesn't mean bad thing. Hindu is a very good people, very good culture. In fact, Hindus are the highest trustworthy factor in the whole world, despite all the propaganda. People love yoga. So Sanatan Dharma, wherever it is practiced properly, brings wealth. So we can see today, when the leaders of India appear to follow Sanatan Dharma, then also India is becoming richer day by day. And India is also becoming bigger, because Sanatan Dharma brings wealth, and it is a duty of people who practice Sanatan Dharma to use that wealth for paropkar, doing the maximum good of humanity. And to be really frank, today's India, even though it is much lesser than what it should be, is the real hope of the world, economically, culturally, values, morally, and it is a good time to be proud of our, of Bharat Sanskriti, Bharat. And we are Indian Americans who are living in USA, we also have to do our work in USA, spreading goodwill, spreading kindness, spreading yoga, spreading our culture, our food eating habits, and most important, namaste. Jai Jagannath, Jai Shri Ram, and thank you very much. And we will meet again next Sunday on the live show with some interesting content. Jai Jagannath, namaste. And